जैसे ही दे देंगे। हाँ, वो फिर हमारे कर्म से हमसे ही बनवाते हैं। तो फिर हमको अपने कर्मों का और अपने पुरुषार्थ का पूरा अटेंशन होना चाहिए, तब तो हम बाप से अपना जन्म सिद्ध अधिकार पूरा पा सकेंगे। तो इसके ऊपर पूरा अटेंशन, ये पढ़ाई मानो सभी पढ़ाइयों का सार है, और उसी पढ़ाई से ही, इस पढ़ाई से ही हम मानो सभी पढ़ाइयों का बल ले लेते हैं। इसमें सब कुछ आ जाते हैं। तो जब ऐसी चीज मिली है तो उसके ऊपर सो भी ऐसे भी नहीं कुछ छोड़ना पड़ता है। हाँ, कोई ऐसे भी नहीं है कि काम धंधे का टाइम निकालना पड़ता है, नहीं, वो तो करना ही है। सिर्फ थोड़ा टाइम जो भी सहज बनता है, इसीलिए देखो सुबह का अमृत वेला, उसी टाइम पर तो आप भगवान के नाम लेने का ही टाइम है, या तो मनुष्य सोते और खोते हैं। हाँ, दो बातें हैं। तो यही है। तो जब कमाई की दिन है तो उसमें थोड़ा चुस्त होना भी अच्छा ही है। तो उससे क्या होगा, कमाई है, इस कमाई का अभी सब हमारे यहाँ सारे जीवन और सभी जन्मों का आधार है इसके ऊपर। तो हमको सोचना चाहिए कि इसके लिए कितना हमारा, नहीं तो टोटा भी इतना पड़ेगा, नहीं, सभी जन्मों का टोटा, फायदा तो सभी जन्मों का फायदा। तो अगर हम अभी इसमें नुकसान करते हैं तो नुकसान भी भारी है, तो इसका नुकसान भी सोचना है। तो ऐसा अगर अपना थोड़ा टेंशन रखते और पुरुषार्थ को आगे करते रहेंगे और अपना हर बात के ऊपर ध्यान रखते रहेंगे, तो फिर सत बाप, सत टीचर और सत गुरु से अपना पूरा पूरा अधिकार पाने का लायक बनेंगे। बाप तो देखेंगे ना बच्चे लायक कौन है, किस तरह से अपना पा रहे हैं। तो देखे न देखे, लेकिन जो करता है सो तो पाता ही है ना। और उसके भी देखने की कोई बात नहीं है। तो जो करेगा ये अपने को देखना है, अपने को भी कोई देखे न देखे, परंतु जो करेगा सो पाएगा जरूर ना। तो अगर हम रॉन्ग करते हैं तो रॉन्ग पाएंगे, राइट करते हैं तो राइट पाएंगे। जितना करेंगे उतने का 1 का 10 गुना 100 गुना। तो हमको अपने पर ऐसा टेंशन होना चाहिए। ऐसे भी नहीं है फलाना देखेगा या दूसरे देखेंगे, दूसरे को दिखाओ पुरुषार्थ तो नहीं है ना, ये तो अपने लिए है। तो जो अपने पर है वो समझेंगे कि ये तो हमारे लिए है। तो हमारे लिए जो समझते हैं वो अपना जी जान लगा कर करके उसके लिए कुछ भी हो जाए तो अपना पुरुषार्थ पूरा रखेंगे।
कैसे करें हम शुक्रिया मम्मा तेरे उपकार का, प्यार देकर अर्थ समझाया है सच्चे प्यार का। कैसे करें हम शुक्रिया मम्मा तेरे उपकार का।
Om Shanti. Be full with the feeling of uplifting others and have mercy on those who defame you. The duty of Brahmins. Even if someone insults you or accuses you falsely, do not get angry. It is the duty of you Brahmins to uplift those who defame you. When they insult you, embrace them. This is the wonder. This is called transformation. To embrace those who transform you is not a big thing. However, when you consider someone who defames you to be your true friend, you will be known as one who uplifts others. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Welcome to Vyakti Parivar. So today we are starting our new series, July 1st. And the topic for the new series is Be full with the feeling of uplifting others and have mercy on those who defame you. So today's topic, the duty of Brahmins. Now we will listen to Mohini Didi.
Om Shanti, everyone. Baba gives us homework so that awakening or its reminder of what we should be doing. You know that in Lokik world, those who are Brahmins, they are invited for auspicious task, inauguration or ceremonies, all ceremonies, they invite Brahmins because they feel that they are pure. I don't know these days if they are pure, but they were considered to be very pure and highest class in a way, and education and religion and knowing all the scriptures. So understanding the values and the norms of the life. In that respect, now we have been adopted by Baba and we are mouth-born progeny, that is Brahmins. And I think that you all are aware that our main quality of purity, that purity we use it in transformation in the sense of that we know what we have to think, what we have to speak, what we have to do, our relationship with others. When I came to Brahma Kumaris in early 50s, there was so much deformation in Delhi. Most of in old Delhi, I lived in New One. On the walls, it was written, save yourself from the influence, the magic of Brahma Kumaris. Because they used to believe that if you look into the eyes of Brahma Kumaris or Brahmins, you will get magic. So people were very scared. But then the main conflict or deformation was because of purity. That this is what they do, the family has to be together. But not only that, but then the things they will say. And I remember that when I start coming, I felt very bad, not for myself, but for sisters, for dadis, that they are so pure, they are so divine, and why people are saying all these kinds of things. And they were honest. It's not they were after money or very clean, very honest, very truthful. So I decided to kind of help them with their image. So I will go to editor, say, this is not what it is, and how can you write such articles? What is the proof you have? So I came at a time when I knew it was very, very critical for them. But for them, it doesn't matter. When you look at them, most of them even didn't know many things, right? So sometimes ignorance is bliss, right? Because they didn't know what people are saying. So they were happy, intoxicated. But anyone who came, even they knew that this is the one who talks a lot or insults and uses abusive language or whatever. But Dadi will give them lot of love, lot of love. And with love, explain everything, whatever are their inquiries or whatever are their questions, Dadi very politely. Because that was their religion, that was their life, to be always speak sweetly and not react to what people say, but being bestower, give what you have, what Baba has given you, you give to others. So it was very natural for them. We all still in the beginning had to make effort, but they were very, very, it was very easy for them. Their response was always very sweet, because this habit of reaction, we get aggravated very quickly over little things, not knowing that what is behind it and what is the outcome. We start doubting intentions of people, seeing, no, this one is like that. So then what you do? Our religion is to uplift all those who are, because of any weaknesses, not even doing the right things. So the Baba is saying that even if someone insults you or accuses you falsely, do not get angry. It is the duty of you Brahmins to uplift those who defame you. When they insult you, embrace them. This is the wonder. This is called transformation. To embrace those who embrace you is not a big thing. However, when you consider someone who defames you to be your own true friend, you will be known as one who uplifts. Criticism or whatever opposition happens is very healthy. It helps you not only to check yourself, but also your power to tolerate, power to face increases. And internally, the quality of forgiveness and nature of let go. You just listen, even you have heard, but you forget that this one said like this, because you don't want your mind to waste so much time and thoughts by reflecting on what is not right. That's why Baba has given us this nature, either man mana bhav, or at least keep reflecting, churning the points of knowledge. So just remind yourself, don't get provoked, don't feel insulted, just have love for everyone and uplift them. Om Shanti.
Good evening, Didi.
Good evening, Vodivan.
Shanti. All
Om
right.
Shanti.
So you were out and about this weekend, no? You went traveling,
I went to Boston.
right?
They were celebrating their 40th year.
Yeah, I saw their video.
Yeah, I was there 40 years ago. So from very beginning and what they are today, beautiful family. Whatever externally, of course, they have a beautiful center, but I think you went one time, right?
I did. I was there for Raki 2 years ago, I think it was.
But I enjoyed their lightness in the family. All are equal, even if they buy Rita Ben. There is a team which really helps, but so much joy, so much happiness. Not because of celebration, but even in the meeting, I met the core group, spent time with them. They were really, really very joyful nature. And I think this harmony, love, celebrating within the family is very important. Because if you can do it with 10, 12, then whole family also is happy. But if there is, because of anything, conflict or lack of love or appreciation, then the energy is very, so it was very beautiful. Spent 24 hours there, and then we had to visit someone's home who is very, very important for us, for our Vyakti Parivar. And they had been saying it. I haven't gone to anyone's home for almost 6 years now. Before I used to go, but then we stopped. So it was good trip.
Good.
Very long day, but it was good.
Right, and you had a lot going on at Peace Village too, with Call of the Time.
Yeah.
The Jayanti being.
Did session in the morning, and then I left. It's about 3.5 hours.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Mm.
So this topic, and just one of the things as you were talking at the end, say for instance, you mentioned about being accused of something. Say for example, I'm a third party and I see someone being accused and I know they're not guilty. Do I have a responsibility to say something? Or should I, as you say, there's levels and there could be more to it in terms of the future or the past, but it's very clear that this instance that the person wasn't guilty. I see it. I can easily commiserate with the person who's accused, but should I say something to the accuser or keep quiet?
Many stories one Dadi Janki shared, but also it is better not to get into this because, one who does and the victim, there are some karmic accounts there.
Okay.
Sometimes it could happen that you are very sympathetic with one who is the accuser, but then maybe there is something else,
I know.
So what I remember when we just started, I had another friend, two of us used to go. And so her parents were really hard on her for not going. So she used to go through a lot of physical, like they will lock her up and all that. So when somebody's proposed her to report to police, and she came to me because she didn't know much English. So I told her to write in Hindi. And what Baba said, no, you cannot, nor advise, nor write. So I thought, well, Baba will say, help her, will make her free from bondage. Baba said, when this case will come up in anywhere in court, then she will see her parents. And when judge will give judgment, she will be in lot of attachment and take side of parents, not you. And you will be caught up in the sense of whatever I did. And that I'm talking of when I was about 19, 20. Since then, I learned that I cannot interfere into any of such situation. Like sometimes it happens even in Baba's family, Brahmins, that wife comes to me and complain about husband, tell him this, tell him. And I just smile and I said, well, because they have so much love attachment, then they quarrel. Then they have love and attachment. So why I am going to? So I didn't ever. I don't know why this developed this thing that I both are good for me. I don't have problem with me. I mean, they don't have. No one has. So I have to be good for both of them, and both have their own, choices or habits but why I have to both listen to Baba's Murli why I have to say it. Baba is telling us exactly what is Srimad, what to do or not. So I never get involved into two parties. So whether people might say whatever it is, but that's what my principle is. Let them settle. Let them settle. Because even if we do it, try it, but it never result in a very, but yes, Baba's teachings are there. And if they come for advice, then I will tell to both of them, not to quarrel or not to be many, when it comes to about to get divorced, they come to me and I will say, living together is always good. Doesn't matter. That's advice I will do. But I won't particularly, there are some souls who help people in that or tell them not to do. I always say, Baba says, no, it's a lotus-like life. Just live in family because there are children and let everyone be happy. So I think we have to take a neutral and a positive.
Yeah, I like that, Didi, because what we run the risk of sometimes is only seeing things in terms of a victim and a villain. If I'm thinking, oh, this poor person, that I'm seeing them as the victim, then I have to see someone else as the villain. And of course, it's more to do with my own feelings, really, than I don't have the totality of the situation, between these two people. But I'm only putting my spin on it, which is to see the good guy and the bad guy. And I that can be very limiting.
Yeah, because this happens every day. Some people are very sensitive, very delicate, and they will always say about other person that didn't do, she didn't do, but not knowing that we also have to improve. Why always see what is the fault of others?
Yeah.
And I just withdraw because I don't want to participate in, because why I will create karmic account by telling other one, you didn't do this right, I can't do that all the time. So I will help one time, but then I realize that is nature on both sides, it's not one. So,
sorry, go ahead.
no, I said there has to be certain principle, no, for us also. We can't, you have a complaint for any person, but why should I become part of that complaint? Because I don't have that complaint, I can say to that soul, pay attention if you can help. Otherwise, it's all right, you all talk amongst yourself, Dadi Gulzar always used to say, you never repeat what others say for anyone. Let them say to each other why you get into.
Very nice.
Like two sisters are about something is not going well, get along. So they come to Dadi. She's like that, she is like that. So Dadi will say, look, you both come in front of me and say to each other, but I won't say. Why I say something for someone which is not my experience, is someone else. So we have to be very careful when it comes to, anything like between two souls. Because when you find the reality, it is on both sides, It's not one side. But sometimes we are so self-interest.
Exactly.
I want this. So your desire is putting you into a situation. Have self-respect. Look at Baba and see what is right.
Yeah. A question that I asked the class at one point is, maybe I'll put this two sort of questions, and it was to do with Baba's Murli yesterday, where sometimes you can be tolerating a situation or a person, for 5 years or whatever, and then just and you've used Gyan, you haven't said anything, you've kept yourself okay, but then just at this one point where maybe you're low in energy, you're not well, whatever, and boom, it all comes out. Is this does that mean I shouldn't have bothered making the effort for 5 years or 10 years, that I should just have told them how I felt about them to begin with? And connected with that, where, and I asked this question, if the person that you've had the difficulty with is an equal and they're constantly putting you down or criticizing you or whatever, is that easier to manage than if, say, a senior says something? And I don't mean just that the senior says, oh, you know, you're late or you're whatever, but make some comment about you as a person. Is it easier to accept from the equal who's been giving you a hard time for 5 years, or this one thing from a senior? And the person said, well, I learned how to deal with the 5-year one, and said that it would be more difficult if it was a senior that made a criticism of them. So I'm wondering what your thought is about that.
Well, you will do one time, but you won't do all the time. Because it could be seen in a very wrong way, that maybe you favor them. That's why you always keep telling us, this is not right, this is not right. You know, there will always be something. So I'd rather, you know, stay very neutral and from Baba's Gyan, what is Baba's Shrimad, and follow that. That's something, you know, I would just say, follow Baba's instructions, follow Baba's Shrimad. Because sometimes some of the sanskars plus ignorance, you know, lack of that experience of what is really life where, you know, so uplifting is something different than intervene and try to promote and try to help this one. But what about, I remember when Baba said that if all have to become Lakshmi Narayan, or you, Baba help me to claim the status. Baba said, why then only you? I have to do for everyone, right? But others will say, Baba gave you this status. What about us, you know? So I think we have to be very careful, because a lot of, in their own sanskar clash or personality clash, we have to be very careful not to intervene. You know,
so
whatever.
how do you put yourself right again if, say, you hadn't said anything for a long period of time and then it burst, like Baba said yesterday? How do you put yourself right again?
Because one is accumulating, not tolerating. No?
Even interesting.
Sometimes we think I'm tolerating. Then one day you say, oh, I had been tolerating you for 10 times. Were you tolerating or keeping in your account?
Oh, that's interesting.
The way they say it, I really kind of become quiet. You had been doing that. We wanted to change you forever, but what about you? What about your change? We always look at other person has to change. I think this game, it's a game. You have to be very careful and keep yourself, you know, help them, help whatever way you can do it. But Baba has guidelines, Baba has principles, Baba has, you know, so these personal things, karmic account things, one shouldn't intervene. I feel that. But there are some people, they say, so long I had been tolerating. I said, if you were tolerating, you won't say this, right? That means you were not tolerating. You were
accumulating. That's interesting. Very interesting. Yeah. And so
why you will count 3 times you did this, you did it to us again, and it doesn't sound very good language, you know. We have to be humble, polite, and respectful, whatever anyone is, you know. And everyone in their own way is what they're doing is in the right intention and with good feelings, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So there is a way to bring to attention, but in a right way, no? Not putting like words which are not respectful. Because after all, if someone is senior to you, even there are certain things not very powerful, but still they have a lot of experience, and and sometimes there is more responsibility which you are not able to see, and you think she should do this, she should, but then, so whenever at least I try to talk, I didn't feel good, so I stop it and say, no,
Wow.
I'm not going to do this.
So this thing of the sanskar, I'm not sure how much
Yeah.
time I have. The sanskar, that it's always, I like that very much, that it's the same sanskar. It might appear in a different form, or it looks like it's different, but it's the same sanskar that keeps coming up.
In my life, I have dealt a situation where my mother and my sister-in-law, that means daughter-in, they both are BKs, right?
Yeah.
And daughter-in-law and mother-in-law, whatever best they have, but still they have difficulty. I don't know what is in that, because I don't have experience of being mother-in-law. But so I have to deal with both. This one, who is wrong, who is right, and it can keep going on and on. So to be neutral, to keep both happy, to see that, whatever way my presence can help. But it's very, very, I know that it used to be like, when you go, she's saying something, this one is saying something. So I just jokingly say, I'm not coming next time, because if that's what I have to do. But then, so what I'm saying is, we have relationships is a very important in my life. So I feel that, I have to be very careful where, what I say or do.
Baba says that Maya really only comes in yoga, but I don't know if he means that it doesn't come in knowledge. But most of the Maya, most of the difficulties, most of the sanskar actually are on the field of service, no? Service situation, whereas the jealousies, the envy, you favor this one, you don't like me as much, all these things that Baba talked about. So it really is, it would be easier just to be by yourself, right? But service will reveal.
They say it to you. No, you said it because of this one you said. And then they say, you answer to this. I don't understand all these things much, in the sense of, if you don't have an intention, and for every word, it's like, okay, there must be something behind it. So then say, okay, you speak, and I say, well, I'd rather remember Baba than speak, because what? It's no point, it doesn't, you must just keep again. I like very much good intentions, good feelings. That's all.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's one of the solutions.
Good intentions, good feelings. Yeah, because often what we'll do is we'll put words in the other person's mouth, or feelings that they're not really having about us in the first place, but we will, and then we end up hurting ourselves.
Yeah, because you are trying to help. You are trying to help, but it's not seen as help.
Yeah, it's not seen as help.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and the other thing that you said about how really, if you're being defamed in a kind of way, then that person is your friend. And I was thinking of, even though there's a big age gap between my sister and myself, my mother always favored my sister. But I was very happy with that, my mother's attachment to my sister, because then she didn't have any demands on me. She always wanted my younger sister to be with her. So I was free. And so I like that idea, that if somebody's defaming you or whatever, that they're doing you a favor in a kind of a way. You're learning something about yourself, no?
It depends, how you say it.
Yeah.
So you're doing very well. You did well.
All right.
So one thing now with the topic. So in my life, I never had much jealousy, and that not in me, but also. But there is one sister who always thought, why I get chance? Why everyone says, Mohini, you do this, you give this to Tari Janki. And she was always like, she will just go and sit before I sit. So for me, it's okay. So every time now I give a lot of respect, lot of that, and even help her in many, many different ways, so that this whole desire, which is bothering the soul and is not helping soul to win self-respect, it could help. And she recognized that I am, giving her extra, so that there is so much yogi souls, we understand knowledge. But if there is something you want, just give to that soul and then finish it,
Interesting.
So maybe upliftment in some way you can do it to
I like.
remove that sanskar of that soul.
Yeah, because sometimes there's the thought that, oh, they're asking too much, or if I give them this, then they're going to want more. But it's not true at some level. It's them knowing that if they ask for something, they are going to get it. You are going to try to make it available to them.
Yeah.
That was a big lesson for me anyway. Yeah.
Whatever will not create my karmic account more by thinking I'm doing favor or anything. But whatever one, according to yagya, what is right, we do it, and what is not, we cannot do it, right?
This is going to be a very interesting month, Didi. This topic is, it's close to the heart, the whole thing of transformation and uplifting others. Thank you so much, as always. Om Shanti.
Nice to talk to you.
You too, Didi. Thank you. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Thank you, Didi. Thank you, Vodiban. So it's good start with the month of July. So now I will invite everyone to take drishti from Didi and we'll remember Baba. And tomorrow is Tuesday and our schedule from 3:30 a.m. to 4:45 a.m. 5 to 6 p.m. English Avik Muli revision. And together with that in breakout room, Avik the Children Muli class, 6 o'clock Bhatti will start, followed by Hindi Murli, Hindi series, Hindi and then English series, Avik the Journey. So now let's remember Baba. Make sure your videos are on.
तेरी महिमा गाऊं, इस दिल ने जो पाया है वो कैसे मैं समझाऊं, उपकार तुम्हारा बाबा। निश्चिंत बनाया जीवन, चिंता हरना सिखाया, हर मन की पीड़ा पीना तुमने हमको सिखाया, तुमने हमको सिखाया, तुमसे हर गुण को लेकर सबको मैं गुणी बनाऊं, इस दिल ने जो पाया है वो कैसे मैं समझाऊं, उपकार तुम्हारा बाबा। किन शब्दों में मैं गाऊं, इस दिल ने जो पाया है वो कैसे मैं समझाऊं, उपकार तुम्हारा बाबा।
Om Shanti. Om Shanti.